see you play?
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Something I sit down with my family, my wife, and my support group, and kind of just talk through it and see what happens, and then just have a conversation with myself on how long I want to continue to play. I don't know the answer to that right now, to be honest. So.
The Lakers' season just ended. The exit interviews are done. The focus is supposed to be on the future, but in a private hangar at a discreet Los Angeles airport, the scene unfolded last night that has sent the entire Lakers organization into a state of silent, absolute panic. While the front office thought they were beginning crucial off-season planning with their franchise cornerstone, LeBron James was boarding a private jet, not for a vacation, but for a secret meeting that could end his era in Los Angeles. Multiple sources confirm LeBron, without the Lakers' knowledge, met with the front office of a rival Western Conference contender. This is not a rumor. This is a developing clandestine operation. This is the story of the secret summit that could shatter the Lakers. The alarm bells didn't ring in the Lakers' front office. They rang on a private aviation tarmac. According to sources embedded in the high-stakes world of player logistics, LeBron James's team requested a last-minute, ultra-discreet flight plan for a Gulfstream G650 from a private hangar at Van Nuys Airport. The destination? A smaller executive airport outside Dallas, Texas. The listed purpose? Personal business. On its own, this would raise no flags. Superstars take private jets constantly. The red flag was the timing and the personnel. The flight was booked for the evening immediately following the Lakers' final obligatory team meeting of the season, a meeting LeBron attended. More critically, the passenger manifest, obtained by insiders, did not just list LeBron and his usual small security detail. It listed Rich Paul, the powerful CEO of Clutch Sports and LeBron's longtime agent and strategist. This was not a family trip. This was a business delegation. The Lakers' front office, sources say, was completely unaware. General Manager Rob Pelinka and Governor Jeannie Buss had a formal sit-down with LeBron scheduled for later in the week, under the assumption all parties were beginning the offseason on the same page. They were operating under one reality, while their franchise player was enacting another 1,200 miles away. The breach of protocol was total. A superstar of LeBron's magnitude does not meet with a rival team's front office without his own team's knowledge, unless he is sending the most severe message imaginable. I am exploring my options, and I do not trust you to be a part of the conversation.
You're able to use your feel and IQ off the ball to be a cutter.
Listen, when you got a great,
obviously.
Well, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you got a great point guard like Luka, who creates so many eyes around him, you know, one of the best things I can do is, slash in from that 45 degree. Or waiting, if a guy is tagging high on DA or tagging high on Jackson, to be able to roam behind the defense, and catch lobs behind the defense, or just spotting up and just getting ready to shoot. I've worked a lot on my shooting when I wasn't allowed to do a lot of physical, pounding and running. And
the Lakers' season just ended. The exit interviews are done. The focus is supposed to be on the future. But in a private hangar at a discreet Los Angeles airport, a scene unfolded last night that has sent the entire Lakers organization into a state of silent, absolute panic. While the front office thought they were beginning crucial off-season planning with their franchise cornerstone, LeBron James was boarding a private jet, not for a vacation, but for a secret meeting that could end his era in Los Angeles. Multiple sources confirm LeBron, without the Lakers' knowledge, met with the front office of a rival Western Conference contender. This is not a rumor. This is a developing clandestine operation. This is the story of the secret summit that could shatter the Lakers. The alarm bells didn't ring in the Lakers' front office. They rang on a private aviation tarmac. According to sources embedded in the high-stakes world of player logistics, LeBron James's team requested a last-minute, ultra-discreet flight plan for a Gulfstream G650 from a private hangar at Van Nuys Airport. The destination? A smaller executive airport outside Dallas, Texas. The listed purpose? Personal business. On its own, this would raise no flags. Superstars take private jets constantly. The red flag was the timing and the personnel. The flight was booked for the evening immediately following the Lakers' final obligatory team meeting of the season, a meeting LeBron attended. More critically, the passenger manifest, obtained by insiders, did not just list LeBron and his usual small security detail. It listed Rich Paul, the powerful CEO of Clutch Sports and LeBron's longtime agent and strategist. This was not a family trip. This was a business delegation. The Lakers' front office, sources say, was completely unaware. General Manager Rob Pelinka and Governor Jeannie Buss had a formal sit-down with LeBron scheduled for later in the week, under the assumption all parties were beginning the offseason on the same page. They were operating under one reality, while their franchise player was enacting another 1,200 miles away. The breach of protocol was total. A superstar of LeBron's magnitude does not meet with a rival team's front office without his own team's knowledge, unless he is sending the most severe message imaginable. I am exploring my options, and I do not trust you to be a part of the conversation.
LeBron, you alluded to this a little bit before, but there's kind of a basketball shorthand that maybe Luka and you can understand about the way you see the game. There were a couple elements of that in that final stretch after they tied it at 91. What were you seeing kind of collectively together down the stretch there?
I was just trying to make the right plays at the right time. I think over our last 5.5 defensively, we buckled down, we got stops, and then we just wanted to execute. Obviously we're still getting familiar about what our late game package is, where guys need to be, where we need to be able to execute and get great shots. And we did that. We did that in that final stretch.
No recording exists, no minutes were taken. But according to a source with direct knowledge of the discussions, the 3-hour meeting in a secure conference room at a Dallas luxury hotel was not a casual chat. It was a formal, structured exploration of a potential partnership, broken down into 3 blunt phases. Phase 1, the basketball pitch. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, who has a long-standing personal and professional relationship with LeBron from their Nike days, led this segment. The presentation focused on a detailed on-court vision. It showcased advanced analytics on how LeBron's playmaking would unlock Luka Doncic's off-ball scoring at an historic level, and how Luka's gravity would give LeBron the driving lanes of a decade ago. They presented a path to a championship within the 1 to 2 year window of LeBron's peak, emphasizing the young, athletic role players already on the roster as perfect complements. The message was clear. We have the co-star you need and the system to maximize the time you have left. Phase 2, the business and legacy proposition. This is where owner Mark Cuban reportedly took the lead. The discussion shifted from basketball to empire. Cuban outlined the potential for LeBron's media company, SpringHill, to have an unprecedented partnership with the Mavericks broadcast and digital networks. He talked about global branding opportunities in European markets through Luka's fanbase, expanding LeBron's reach beyond the United States. The pitch framed the move not as a desperate chase for a ring, but as a visionary final act of global business and legacy building, becoming the cornerstone of a new international sports empire. Phase 3, the how. Rich Paul steered this final, crucial segment. The conversation turned to the bleak mechanics, the near-impossible salary cap gymnastics required. The primary framework discussed, per the source, was a sign-in trade that would send LeBron to Dallas, with the Lakers receiving a package built around Tim Hardaway Jr.'s expiring contract, Josh Green, and multiple unprotected first-round picks, 2027 and 2029. The Mavericks stressed they were prepared to be hyper-aggressive in finding a third team to make the salaries work if needed. The subtext of the entire meeting, however, was the unspoken question LeBron and Rich Paul were there to answer. Are you willing to go to war with the Lakers to make this happen? The Mavericks' answer, by the end of the night, was an unequivocal yes.
Fortunate, but I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that, I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously I didn't ask for it. But
In the NBA, truly secret meetings are a myth. Information is currency, and a clandestine summit of this magnitude was always destined to leak. The only questions were how and to whose benefit. The leak did not come from the Mavericks camp. They had every incentive for total secrecy to avoid league tampering charges and to keep their plan from being sabotaged. It did not come from LeBron's camp, who control narratives with precision and had no reason to publicly undermine their own leverage with the Lakers prematurely. According to multiple league sources, the breach came from the private aviation and hospitality network. The logistics of such a meeting, the hangar fees, the hotel's VIP security detail, the discreet catering order for a high-profile group, create a paper and digital trail accessible to a small, interconnected web of premium service providers. A single employee, whether motivated by a tip-seeking reporter, a social media boast, or loyalty to another franchise, can unravel the entire operation. In this case, a confirmed sighting of Rich Paul at the Dallas airport, paired with flight data for LeBron's jet, provided the initial thread the dedicated NBA sleuths on social media quickly pulled. Once the rumor hit the online forums, it created an unstoppable pressure wave. Legitimate journalists, initially skeptical, were forced to make urgent calls to their sources to confirm or deny. Faced with direct questions and the risk of being scooped, one source from the periphery of the meeting, likely from the business side, not the basketball side, gave a guarded confirmation to a trusted reporter. The dam broke instantly. The leak served no one's immediate strategic interest, but instead created a state of controlled chaos, forcing the Lakers, LeBron, and the Mavericks to react to a story none were ready to tell. It turned a private negotiation into a public crisis.
I don't know. Obviously, for me, since my first NBA Finals appearance, I think in 2007, the moment I got an opportunity to be a part of that and taste that feeling, from there on, every season that I did not make it to the finals or did not win a championship has been a disappointment. So it'd be the same for me, it'd be the same off season of disappointment and unfulfillment.
The news hit the Lakers front office not as a report, but as a 5-alarm fire. Sources describe the immediate aftermath as a scene of controlled panic that quickly spiraled into disarray. General Manager Rob Pelinka was reportedly informed via a frantic call from a team public relations executive who had seen the breaking news alert. Governor Jeannie Buss was said to be shocked and deeply hurt by the betrayal of protocol. Their crisis response was fractured and revealed a fundamental lack of preparedness: the failed lockdown. Pelinka's first move was to place an urgent, direct call to Rich Paul. The call, described by an insider as tense and unproductive, did not yield a clear explanation. Paul, a master strategist, neither confirmed nor denied the meeting in explicit terms, instead framing it as LeBron exercising his right to be a fully informed player. This non-answer was a clear signal. Clutch Sports was not in a cooperative mood. The Lakers' attempt to control the narrative from the top had failed instantly. The scramble for leverage. With the direct approach dead, the front office scrambled to assess their meager leverage. Their reality is brutal. They possess almost no attractive trade assets outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis to quickly remake the roster, and their draft capital is depleted. Their only play is an emotional and business appeal to LeBron's legacy and his post-career Hollywood ambitions. Internally, debates raged between factions advocating for an immediate, desperate blank check offer to build a contender and those arguing for a tougher stance to call what they saw as a bluff. The media miscalculation. In a critical error, a senior Lakers source quickly spoke to a friendly media outlet, pushing the narrative that the meeting was much ado about nothing and a standard part of the process. This transparent attempt to downplay the crisis backfired spectacularly. It made the organization look naive, out of touch, and weak, precisely the image LeBron's camp might want to project to justify exploring an exit. The Lakers were no longer managing a crisis, they were publicly flailing in it, demonstrating the very instability that could push LeBron out the door.
About today, I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to play the game that I love for another season. And whatever the journey, however the journey, lays out this year, I'm just like super invested because like you just said, I don't know when the end is, but I know it's a lot sooner than later. So, being super appreciative of the fact that I could come up here, do another media day and talk to you guys and do all this stuff around here. So just excited about the journey and whatever, this year has in store for me.
In the days following the leak, a chilling new reality set in for the Los Angeles Lakers. They are no longer a destination, they are a negotiation. Every call to agents, every exploratory trade discussion is now framed by one unspoken question from the other side of the line. Is LeBron staying? Their sovereignty as a franchise has been suspended. For LeBron James, the secret meeting achieved its ultimate goal without him having to say a public word. He has weaponized uncertainty. The Lakers are now negotiating from a position of profound weakness, knowing their franchise's value and competitive hopes for the next half-decade hinge on appeasing one man. Any demand from his camp, a max contract extension, a specific coach, a trade for a third star, now carries the unspoken threat of the Dallas blueprint. He has shown them the abyss, and they must now pay any price to keep him from stepping into it. The ripple effects are league-wide. The Dallas Mavericks, whether they acquire LeBron or not, have been transformed. They have signaled to every player in the league that they are unafraid to chase the biggest stars, altering their perception from a well-run franchise to a potential super team hub. Other teams with cap space and ambition are now forced to wonder, if LeBron is truly available, what is their pitch? An entire off-season calendar has been thrown into chaos. Most importantly, the power dynamic of the entire NBA has shifted. The secret meeting proved that the ultimate power does not reside in front offices or with owners, but with the singular superstar whose decisions can alter destinies. LeBron, by operating in the shadows, didn't just explore a new team, he demonstrated that the most historic franchise in basketball is, for now, merely a tenant in the house he built. The Lakers' future is no longer a plan, it is a plea. So, what was the point of the secret meeting? It wasn't just about Dallas, it was a masterclass in realpolitik from the most powerful athlete of his generation. LeBron James did not need to meet with the Mavericks to know what they could offer. He needed the Lakers to know he met with them. He needed the image of that private jet headed to a rival to be seared into the mind of every executive in El Segundo. This was not a negotiation with Dallas. It was a catastrophic warning shot fired across the bow of the Laker ship. The question is no longer, will LeBron leave? The question that now haunts the halls of the Lakers facility is far more terrifying. What will it cost us to make him stay? He has forced them into a defensive, reactive posture from which they may never recover. He has exposed the fragility of their empire. Whether he boards a plane to Dallas for good or signs a new contract in Los Angeles, he has already won. He has proven, once and for all, that in his final acts, he remains the ultimate power broker. The king doesn't ask for a better kingdom. He shows his subjects the door and watches them scramble to build a better throne.